This is the Digital Trust Podcast. In every episode, we strive to bring support to those of you who serve on the front lines and in the trenches of data and technology. We endeavor to bring understanding to the under-resourced and underappreciated, help remove your stress, and provide relief to your pain. Welcome to the Digital Trust Podcast. Sit down with us as we give you hard-hitting advisory conversations to help you build digital trust with your stakeholders and clients, and actionable takeaways to help you become a digitally trustworthy organization.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Digital Trust Podcast. And we have Ian Kirby again with us for a third in the series of 3 episodes on the Cyber Resilience Center in the UK. Ian, welcome once again to the show, and let's get into the conversation.
Hi, Christian. Thank you.
Awesome. So let's talk about how successful the CRC has been so far. What's your track record been like in the UK?
I'm pleased to say we are gathering momentum every day. We are making great inroads. Our current membership rate is at 12,500 small to medium businesses, and they are across a variety of sectors. And we are growing roughly 500 a month. I am going to elevate that very soon with the introduction of our new customer journey, and I'm going to elevate that using the National Ambassador supply chains, because as we know, supply chains are a huge risk, and in fact, it's the supply chains to the supply chains. You know, your first, second, third. So we are running several new pilots across several different companies with their supply chains, including Aviva Insurance Group, and they have just taken us out to 3,500 of their brokers, again to recommend that they ask their clients to join their local cyber resilience center. And of course, we're not in that realm of mandating yet, but maybe that's for another conversation.
Brilliant. It's so good to see that, and the rate of speed is increasing seemingly dramatically, and that's in the UK. So what about internationally? I'm hearing things about Australia, South Africa, New Zealand. How has the global reach and impact been so far for you?
So momentum is gathering. Since I've taken on this role, I'm really excited by the opportunities that this offers us. So I'm currently in conversations with universities in Australia around our model. Interestingly, lots of European countries, so France, Germany, Austria, again, mainly through my law enforcement colleagues and embassy colleagues who have perhaps been to an event, heard about us, and then have followed up with a conversation. We have we have the ongoing conversations around how can our model, this strategic collaboration between policing, industry, and academia, be adapted for use in their countries, including, as you mentioned, South Africa, the US. So it's really exciting times, because I truly believe this could be a global initiative with to again solve that global problem.
Yeah, it sounds like you really have a global focus, and actually that leads me to the next question that I want to ask you is future plans from that global reach perspective and within the UK as well. What's on the table? What can we expect?
So future plans is to expand our membership base. So the National Cybersecurity Centre, who remain the technical authority for the UK in this space, they have an aspiration that all small to medium businesses in the UK will be Cyber Essentials or Cyber Essentials Plus. And we are that mechanism to support small to medium businesses reach that goal. Now, of course, we know in the UK, maybe different in other countries, but in the UK, the vast majority of the UK economy is made up from income generated by small to medium businesses. So if we can protect SMEs, we can protect the UK economy and make the UK a safer place to work, invest, and live in. Now, equally, the Workplace Ready Student Talent Pipeline, Cyberpath, we have approximately 100 students at the moment. We work with 42 universities, and I want to expand that so that we have a larger student talent pipeline, because we can then offer more vastly reduced cost-effective technical services to our SMEs, thus protecting them all. And equally, following up on the global momentum that we've got at the moment, and embed our model in other countries who can adapt it, obviously for their own economic, social geographies.
It's amazing how many moving parts and players that you have working together and collaborating. So it's very impressive what you've done. And speaking from somebody over on the other side of the pond in North America, I think you are significantly ahead of us in this journey. So we definitely have a lot to learn in terms of your lessons learned and all of the interesting things that you're piloting that I can't wait to stay tuned to hear more about.
Absolutely, thank you, and I'm more than happy to share. I'm not. This is not a commercial model. This is, I'm a police officer. I work for the police. This is funded by the Home Office, government, etc. So I'm more than happy to share information, because we can all learn from one another.
Absolutely. Just another topic that you kind of alluded to earlier about that supply chain risk. As you were talking, I was thinking about how smaller enterprises form the supply chains of big enterprises. You've got your upstream and downstream suppliers. I would be interested to understand how you're tackling that with your strategic, I believe, ambassador partners, and how those programs are tackling that issue of vendor risk management.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a huge risk for large corporations, and it's really difficult for large organizations to effectively measure the risk to them, and also to mitigate that. So part of my role in working with our national ambassadors is encouraging their supply chains, and we use various different methods to do this, of course, webinars, events, marketing materials, etc. But encouraging them or their supply chains to join their local resilience centre. And again, that journey can then start. And equally, we do that in partnership with another free offering from police called Police Cyber Alarm, which is essentially a free tool, free network monitoring tool, just measures incoming, it doesn't measure outgoing. And again, that combined with membership, Police Cyber Alarm combined with membership to your local cyber resilience centre, can effectively give the large organisation, that large corporation, it can give them confidence and de-risk their supply chain, and equally provide them a red, amber, green type readout on a monthly basis of the risks that remain within their supply chain. Again, because we are policing, it is for free. So this is really powerful. As I mentioned earlier, Aviva Insurance Group, Sir Robert McAlpine Construction Group, we are working with currently, and we're going to take this forward with all our other national ambassadors, such as MasterCard, NatWest Bank, etc.
Being the Digital Trust podcast, Ian, I think about what a good job it seems like you're doing to facilitate that within all the different players, police, academia, large corporations, and SMEs. And there's a particular component there about information sharing and breach reporting. What's happening there, and what's the vision ultimately to try to get that more happening on a broader scale? How do you build the trust with the SMEs?
That's really interesting question, because trust is key to all of this. So if I just touch very quickly on, I'm working with large organizations to share the intelligence that they are gleaning from their own networks and the own incidents that their SOC teams, etc., are dealing with on a daily basis, because the valuable intelligence that they are gaining can be fed back into law enforcement. Because in the UK, it's no secret that the cyber intelligence picture is not as rich as it could be. So I'm working with my national ambassador partners to build that trust and share the intelligence down to law enforcement to enrich that picture. Equally, for the SMEs, we can use that intelligence to shape and improve our offerings to SMEs. But equally, what's really, really unique and important is the data insights that we're now obtaining from our SMEs is really valuable, because there's no other collection of that data insights anywhere else in the UK. So the data insights we're getting back from what works, what doesn't work, what information resonates and causes that behavioral change, we can take that back, and that informs the UK government, the National Cybersecurity Centre, the National Crime Agency, law enforcement, etc. Again, all to shape our both our response, but equally our resilience offerings to SMEs. So it's a two-way thing. Now, I'm sure you and your listeners are fully aware. Trust is that big thing. There's lots of, there's nobody wants to go first, I think, is what I'm going to say there. No, there's a reluctance to be the first one, but when somebody does, we've seen great benefits.
So what I'm hearing you say is that when the information sharing takes place, that trust is hopefully built, and as opposed to being a slap on the wrist, it's actually they're making a contribution to the larger society as a whole.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yes.
Ian, thanks again for joining us. We are out of time, unfortunately, but I really would love to talk to you more, and I want to hear about your journey with the Cyber Resilience Center over time. This is brilliant. Thank you for joining us, and thank you again to our viewers and listeners for spending your time with us and being part of this conversation today.
Thank you, Christian, and I echo thank you to all your listeners as well.
Thanks for joining us today on the Digital Trust Podcast. If you found this conversation helpful, please share it with someone you care about. And if you'd like to receive our monthly newsletter, please click the link in the description to subscribe. And to put your mind at ease, our newsletter will include episode summaries with key points and actionable takeaways, plus a heads up on the upcoming episode guests. Rest assured, it won't be a spammy sales message, and we will never sell or share your information. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode.